Hello everyone, so I thought I'm gonna make a quick video about macro splits because I've seen that there is a lot of confusion about how to properly design and people overcomplicate things. I wanted to just let you know very quick evidence-based tips how to design your own macronutrient splits in terms of protein, fats and carbs. This is aimed predominantly for people who are already active and athletes. This is just general recommendation, it's all evidence-based and hopefully you'll take a lot from it, and I'll try to make it as quick as possible. So to start with, you should calculate your daily energy expenditure. Just go online and find a calculator which uses Harris-Benedict equation. Based on these calculators, try to guesstimate how many calories you need per day, including your activity. When you have this number, you want to create a plan in terms of how much protein, how much carbohydrates and how much fat do you need within this number. As a general rule, you want to start with protein, then you go with fats, and the rest you fill out with carbohydrates. Now remember, this recommendation is aimed at people who are already active or are athletes. So to start with protein, you want to be in the range of 1.2 grams to 2.2 grams per kilogram of your body weight. If you don't know where to start, I would start at 1.6 grams per kilogram. That's always a good start. It's kind of like a gold standard where you want to be. 1.2 grams per kilogram is like a bare minimum, and you would be surprised, but a lot of people actually struggle. So you might find the first time you track your calories and macronutrients, you might find that you're not eating enough protein, and that's completely normal. So don't be scared, just increase your protein and see how it goes from there. When you already have protein, then you move to fats. The fats, you're looking at 50 grams for females and 80 grams for males as a minimum. If you want to be a bit more specific, it will be 0.5 to 1 gram per kilogram of body weight, and that's considered minimum for optimal health and hormonal balance. Then when you get this minimum, the rest of your calories, it's carbohydrates. So we don't use any grams per kilogram for carbohydrates as a general rule. You just fill whatever is left, you just fill it with carbohydrates to support your performance, because you want as much glycogen as possible. That's why we keep the fat as the minimum, because I mean, if you go with your fat overboard, it doesn't really give you any performance benefits. So that's the main reason. On non-training days, you're probably going to fluctuate with your carbohydrates and fat. Let's say you have a day off, you're not training and you want to go out with your friends. Reduce your carbohydrates, increase your fat so you can enjoy more food. But generally, for any athletes involved in intense exercise, intense meaning with anything which is harder than a jog, you want to have enough carbohydrates. If you're someone who is consuming only, let's say, 100 grams of carbohydrates per day, you're probably underperforming. I would suggest for you to try this approach. Get your protein set up, get your fats set up, rest carbs, and see how you feel. Unless you're an ultra endurance athlete who wants to be fat adapted and all of this, there's very limited evidence about fat adaptation and any benefits in terms of performance. So I might leave this for another video possibly, but I just wanted to make this as quick video as possible in terms of the best macro splits. Now, just to add, this is a general recommendation based on your activity, based on your sport. You would adjust the protein a little bit, but generally the fat and carbs would stay the same. So the reason being, for example, if you're an endurance athlete, you're probably on the lower end of the protein, purely because you want to have as many carbohydrates as possible, especially if you're an endurance athlete who's doing long distances, which can take like 2 hours or more. You want to be as loaded as possible in terms of carbohydrates to perform to the best of your ability. So yeah, that's it. Pretty simple macro splits. Leave a comment below if you learned something new, or if you have any topics which you would like me to cover in future videos. Any questions, I'll read everything, I'll reply to everything. Hope you have a good one. See you later.